Before we begin, thank you very much to Stephen D for joining the Patreon campaign. Thank you very much for the return. I've seen that name before. I apologize for having my hand up there in the middle of the shout out, but that bugged me. But thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Yeah, it's helping out a lot here right now because I'm in the final push for the Magnetar project, which, by the way, if you really, really want to see what that's going to be, there's the blue sky to follow, but also the big important thing is to go to the Twitch link that's in the description. Go follow it there. You'll find out, like, I'll announce dates hopefully soon. I'm waiting for a few things to get, like, dotted and crossed in order to make sure the dates are gonna be good. But it's closer than you think. You know, for those who've been waiting for over a year, I appreciate it. I hope it's worth it. I'm gonna try to make sure it is. But for now, all that senseless plugging out of the way, we have a news roundup to do, and we do have quite a bit of news. A lot of weird news this week, but that's gonna make it interesting. To start off, Hasbro released a video that was supposed to be exclusive to Haslab backers, but of course, people just shared the link, so now everyone has seen it. This is the unboxing for Haslab Omega Prime, and he is looking very, very good. This is production level, so that we are beyond the stages of the prototypes and the the test shots. No, this has come off the factory assembly line. In this photo, I don't know where his feet are. I just now noticed that. It's like, oh, does he have feet here? What? Okay, let's take a look. So that's just like, I think that's just the top flap or the bottom. And even that, like, there's the big shot from the combination sequence, which is cool. We have big, beautiful artwork. This is Marcelo, by the way. Very, one of the better Transformer artists out there. Yeah, looking great on both sides. Looks absolutely phenomenal. Did they show the front of the box, or do I have a screen cap of the front of the box? Maybe. It comes in all of these separate boxes in order to preserve the parts as much as possible. There's the Space Bridge display stand and blue bolts, along with the Cerebros headmaster. There's a lot of instructions. That's a lot of instructions. Yeah, and then they come individually packed. Prime looking really, really good. You can see all the little individual parts and pieces of plastic in order to keep things from clashing or rubbing, which is always good. Looking fantastic. Looking absolutely fantastic. Magnus's chrome parts come separate, which is also a really good touch to make sure those don't get scratched up or start flying around during shipping. Matrix blade as well. You have to assemble the Matrix blade yourself, which is not a big deal. It's only 4 pieces. Yeah, and there's the old school with the original. Now I see feet. Now I see the feet. It just looks so good. It looks really, really good. I like how much tighter and how much more solid the new one looks compared to the old. And granted, the old one is still a really good toy. Don't get me wrong. But I really, really like the directions it's gone in for the new one. Seeing them side by side, especially like how less bulbous the chest for Omega Prime is compared to the old toy. Like that alone, like, kind of sings to me. One of the things they did mention here, if I can, I don't have a picture of the front of the box. Weird. But one of the things mentioned is that there is official combination for how the super mode parts for Prime fit on Omega Prime, so you can have no leftover parts. But it will not be part of the instructions. It's intentionally designed and included, but it is not part of the official instructions. They're going to be showing it off later. Kind of weird, because like they're considering it a fan mode, but they came up with it, so it's official. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't just include it. Point being, we're going to see it later. But yeah, it's looking phenomenal. It's looking absolutely fantastic. Let us move on. I'm just going to point this out before we... I can't zoom in the photo. I'm going to point this out before we move on. Does that piece with the Autobots symbol on this one look broken to you? It's broken. Like the stock photo they showed off has a broken Autobot logo. Okay. Sure. Is it broken on the one they showed off? I don't think it is. Oh, well. Funny little observation. Let's move on to Takara's reveals, because they showed off Masterpiece Rattrap in video form, so these are some really nice official images, nice resolution. Rattrap looking phenomenal. It's trying my best to see through the engineering of the transformation. Like, you know, obviously it looks like his his beast mode rad head is built into the torso somewhere. The faux one is going to flip out and replace it when he transforms. So he's got a lot more transformation going on than the original toy. Obviously he does. He's not a flip changer anymore. You can see the accessories he comes with. His typical blaster. The forearm grenades that actually store in his arms. Cool to see. Additional heads for different expressions. And looks great with the rest of the cast. Looks absolutely fantastic. I'm surprised there's no photography of him and Dinobot. That seems like a little bit of a wasted opportunity. Like, I really feel like there should have been some shot of him and Dinobot. I like the scene with Rhinox there in the bottom, though. Like recreating a scene from the first episode. Nice to see. Yeah, he's looking fantastic. What I want to see is how that rat head works, to the point where he can stand up on his hind legs and the back part of his neck has extra parts to hide any gaps. I want to see that work. You can also see, yeah, like he is sized to actually ride along on Rhinox along with Primal to complete that scene as well. 16,500 yen, which is not terrible price-wise. I think he's just over $100 in the US at the moment. Not coming out till let's see, September. So you got a bit. You got a bit to build up your money for this guy. But no, he's looking fantastic. I'm really looking forward to him. Masterpiece not done yet. People have the Shattered Glass Optimus Prime in hand. It's MPG 12. So I guess they're doing away with the variation numbering, and they're just individual numbers for everybody. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to that, to be honest. But this is a 3.0 Convoy done in Shattered Glass colors. Simple as that. It's only got the cab, so it's going to be a more affordable way of getting a hold of that mold. I don't know if this is the one for me, but I do like the look of it. The battle damage head, which seems to be like for the dead Optimus Prime, but they've included it here if you want your Shattered Glass to look a little more gnarly and roughed up, which is not a bad idea, I suppose. I don't know why this image is circled, just to show off the hinge. If it's been potentially retooled for more clearance or whatever. I don't know. They didn't explain it. They just took the photo. Looking good, though. Like, I don't deny, like, this mold looks absolutely fantastic. I've just never, had it in... I haven't had it in hand long enough to, get a really good feel of it. I just know it's, really impressive in transformation. So, I don't know. Might be the one I get if... depends on how money's running, but I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of just like a normal anime version without the trailer, honestly. Speaking of... we have another Optimus Prime, so someone has this in-hand photo of the upcoming Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. And this seems to be the final production color in normal lighting. And here, the gray does look a lot darker than they've been showing on the production photos. And this looks better. This looks considerably better as far as, just that gray shade. It's still a little bit flat. You know, I would prefer, a little bit more metallic to it. But it's not terrible. It's better than it seemed. I'd also like a little bit more blue in the head. But beyond that, yeah, it's looking better than I assumed it was from the original photos. Don't know. It's, again, another one of those, I don't know if I'm going to pick it up or not. But it's cool the design's finally getting out there. And it looks like they didn't do too bad of a job on it. That's the only photo. I can't show you anything else. But, hey, you at least get to know exactly what the gray is going to look like. So remember the Swapticon thing that came up? Yeah, we finally have photos of this. And it's as weird as you probably expected it to be. So here's the Swapticon gimmick as we look at Cheetor and Tigatron. The idea here is that all of them are these block body transformers with these cylinder heads that link together. And once they're linked together, you can twist them to combine them into one single vehicle or beast mode. So Cheetor and Tigatron here, or Megatron and Shockwave here, and you can see very rudimentary. This is a very kid-centric, gimmicky line, obviously. But the idea here is to connect by the heads, twist them around, and that transforms them into a vehicle or a beast. So here's what Tigatron and Cheetor look like if they fusion danced. This fat little cat with very oddly placed arms and legs. Let's see. We have Optimus and Magnus. Optimus's facial expression looks like he's trying to pass something through his exhaust pipe that shouldn't be there. I don't know what that expression is. Magnus is happy. Magnus is happy about it. And there, they twist together and form. It's just a normal little Optimus Prime truck. It's not a bad little idea. What others do we have here? There's the Shockwave Megatron tank. Okay, that makes sense for those two. Hot Rod and Bumblebee. The Kid Appeal character and the would-be Kid Appeal character that we can't do anymore because Bumblebee fills the role. Oh, no, I've seen a picture of that. It's not here, which is unfortunate. Do we have the back of the box? Can I show you anything? No, I can't. Okay, I guess all we have is the front of the box where, yeah, it's Bumblebee and Hot Rod combining into a souped-up minivan. A minivan with an exposed engine and spoiler is like a really funny idea for a vehicle. So these are just going to be silly little gimmicky toys, something for little kids to play with, but they might make neat little desktop figures. They're only $10 for a 2-pack, and these are interchangeable, so you can mix and match them. Also neat. Speaking of Shockwave, we have an Authentics Titan changer that was recently revealed this week, and since it's Authentics, it is the evergreen Shockwave design, which in and of itself doesn't look bad at all. This looks like a serviceable Shockwave, and he's had really good luck with those cheapo lines. You remember the Cyber Battalion toys? Yeah, Shockwaves was actually really, really good for how big and inexpensive he was designed to be. So yeah, when I found out he was getting a Titan changer, I had high hopes for it, and then he did this. That's not a transformation. That's not really a transformation. That's just him just falling over. That's all he just fell over. I know Authentics are supposed to be dirt cheap and they are very simple, but you and I have both seen Authentics Titan changers that do a better job than this. This is sad. This is sad. This might be the worst thing I've ever seen happen to Shockwave. So, that's all there's really worth noting to that. It's just a pathetic little Shockwave toy. Let's move on. So, do you remember when they did the remote control transforming Optimus Prime? So someone at a company called Perfect Toys did one for Megatron, and yes, it's being released under the Cyberverse branding. It's a Chinese license holder, so this actually comes out of China, though it's Sri Lankan retail that it was found at. Point being, it would make a perfect companion piece for that simple Optimus Prime, but also you keep in mind, thanks to the NESA Transformers, that project, Cyberverse hasn't quite died over there yet. So yeah, Cyberverse toy release in 2015 or 2025. It's supposed to be 2015. Yeah, and it's a very simple auto transforming thing. No real surprise, okay, but it's still kind of neat and probably very difficult for a US collector to get a hold of. Good luck. Kotobukiya announced these. This is a brand new cross-frame girl based on Optimus Prime. Yeah, it's about what you would expect. If you know the girl lines that they do, if I get the name correct, yeah, the Frame Arts girls. Uh, yeah, and the Megami device model kit. So basically, girls in heavy armor that you build like a model kit. They are doing ones for Transformers now, which, honestly, I feel like is a better fit than the ones they have been doing with like the Bishoujo girls. This one at least makes sense. The white face is creepy. I understand why you're doing it to make it look more robotic. Kind of creepy. This just kind of looks like a girl cosplaying, which I'm perfectly fine with. Yeah, it's fine. It's just a cute little anime girl dressed up as Optimus Prime. She's really not even sexualized. She's got some curves to her, but it's not like she has panties riding up or anything. Yeah, so for things like this, Kotobuki is actually being kind of reserved here. Also, you notice in this pose, there's no support to this pose because look at this. The wheel section that goes up to the side of the shin there, it's folded down, so you can use it to actually balance poses. That's actually a really clever use for that. But moving on. Transformers Eternal War showed off their model for Starscream, so we get a little bit of an idea of how the graphics on this game are going to work. He's not a bad look. Like, he's got some tech greeble going on, but for the most part, nice standard Starscream. Nothing too thrilling here without the coloring, without the vehicle mode, but nice to see the design that they're actually going with. It's stylized, but it's still very much rooted in his classic design. So this game is still coming along very gradually. I'm kind of interested in what it's going to turn into. Transformers 1 has a bunch of news this week. So for starters, they have some success in streaming now, where apparently they are currently as of the 14th, they took the number 8 spot on Paramount Plus service. So people are watching it in streaming, which is good. The downfall is it's only number 8. It beat Sonic the Hedgehog 2 apparently, which I understand. With Sonic 3 in theaters, people are going to go see Sonic 2 again. Okay, that's fair. But didn't beat Top Gun Maverick, didn't beat Jack Reacher, Dear Santa, Smile 2, The Painter, Jack Reacher 1, and Finest Kind. I don't know half of those movies, but Transformers 1 is tailing behind them. Paramount Plus is not an expensive service. I believe they even have a free trial thing. If you haven't seen Transformers 1, please just sign up for it for 1 month. Go watch Transformers 1. Bump up the views so we have some chance of getting a Transformers 2. And deservedly so. Transformers also got nominated for some Visual Effects Society awards, namely Outstanding Visual Effects in an Animated Feature and Outstanding Environment in an Animated Feature. Really, really cool to see that getting some recognition. I think it deserved more awards than this, but you know what? I will take what we got. It's cool that it's getting recognized. If you want a little bit more Transformers 1, Hasbro announced a stop-motion series that is going to be on their official YouTube channel. It started just a few days ago. I watched a little bit of the first one. They're nice, innocent cartoons. There's nothing serious or anything going on. It's not meant to be a replacement for a cartoon or animated series. It's just some fun little stop-motion videos that they paid for, and they are, fairly good for what they're doing. It is funny when they have to use a one-step changer for Elita 1, so all she can do is this, while everybody else has full motion, because they're using prime changers. It's amusing to me. Let me be amused by it. But they're perfectly innocent. They're harmless. Go watch if you just want a quick little laugh, just an amusement. Don't expect any big lore drops or anything. They're just kind of for fun videos. Now, if you want other options for what to watch tonight, Amazon Prime now has Transformers Animated, Energon, and Cybertron all available for digital download purchase. That means you can now download and buy one of the best Transformer cartoons of all time, one of the best Transformer animes of all time, and Energon. So those options are available on Amazon Prime, but they're also available for free on Tubi right now. So don't worry too much about it. If you're a Funko Pop collector, you got a few more on the way. They have announced brand new Pop retro toys for Cyclonus, Omega Supreme, and obviously Hot Rod with the Matrix. It is nice of them to put out a Hot Rod that isn't locked behind some NFT garbage. And as you can see, these are all toy-based. You know, Cyclonus has very much his toy deco and stickers going on in his design. You know, all of these are usually based more on the toys. My question is, from looking at the boxed photos, it looks like Omega Supreme is just a standard size Funko Pop, which is weird because he should be at least a 6-inch, so he's bigger than everybody else. I don't know. It's a little bit off to me that he is like just in the standard array. Like, I don't know why Transformers doesn't do the larger pops more often. Just because there's characters that make sense for that. Devastator, any of the combiners, the City Bots, like Funko, you have scales in your collectibles. Why aren't you using them? You know, why don't we have just like, why don't we have like I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. It's more thought than I want to put into for the sake of Funko Pops. And to finish us off for the week, box. It's a box. So this is one of those collapsible boxes. If you need if you need to store away your storage box, in the rare times that a storage box is empty, Takara Tomy is putting this one out, and yeah, it's all Bumblebee base, complete with B127 on the top. Yeah, it's a box for your Bumblebees, basically. These always seem weird to me, because if I need a storage bin of some kind, it's never empty. Because the storage bin is for storing things. I'm not going to take it out just to play with like the folding feature. But for those who need like a temporary storage option but don't want a whole tub taking up space, okay, you got it. It's a funny thing. And that, my friends, is going to do it for your news roundup for the week. Like I said, just like no like gigantic stories outside of Omega Prime, but everything else is kind of oddball. It's a off week kind of thing for Transformer news. But that kind of makes it interesting and weird, and I don't even know what's going to be in the thumbnail this time. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you everyone for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.
You've been waiting a long time, haven't you? But the wait's almost over. You're about to meet the brightest star in the universe. We're going to make an impact.